What's up guys, it's Rota here and welcome to yet another amazing video on the channel. For today I have you a archetype that I think has gone under the radar a little bit. I know that it did very well at Worlds. It was of course Vanquish Soul, as you can see from the screen. But I think it's a deck that is 100% going to get future support, and when that does, this deck is going to be a top meta contender. I already think it has a very strong place this meta just because it is very anti-meta, I guess you can say, in the form that this deck plays. It's very unique, and it has a very strong anti-meta sort of synergy in that way, being able to play the Dimension Shifter, playing the going second and the going first cards. It is very unique in that way, and I think this deck will have a lot of future support coming its way, and when it does, I think this deck is going to be a tier 1 threat, no doubt. But if you do enjoy this type of content, make sure that you do leave a like and subscribe down below. Also, leave in the comments what deck do you want to see next. Since this is, of course, on Dueling Book, as I am back home for the holidays, I have access to every single card, obviously, because Dueling Book allows me to use any single card. So any single deck profile I can bring straight to you guys. So make sure that you do let me know in the comments down below. I know this isn't as interactive as a physical deck profile. I promise you, as soon as I can bring you back the physical deck profiles, I will. It's just a matter of not having any access to Yu-Gi-Oh while I am back home. Yu-Gi-Oh is very slow here. There's not a lot of scene of Yu-Gi-Oh at all, if any. So it's very difficult to bring you physical deck profiles. But once I am back in UK very, very soon, I will have constant in-person deck profiles at least twice a week, at least for the first few weeks, to try and get you guys back used to the in-person type of deck profiles. But I've rambled enough. Let's get straight into this deck profile. So of course, if you don't know what the Vanquish Souls do, they are an archetype based on having different attributes of monsters in your hand, and with those different attributes you can reveal them to do different things. So let's go to the main guy, which is the Vanquish Soul Raisin. We play 3 of him and a Rota, because he is basically the main combo starter of the entire deck. When he is normal or special summoned, you can add one non-warrior Vanquish Soul monster. So it's basically, you can add any other Vanquish Soul because they are all different types. As you can see, Beast Warrior, Dragon, we have Fiend, and we have Machine. So he can add any Vanquish Soul that isn't himself, essentially. And if you have different attributes in your hand, let's just say it like that, all of these have the effect of you can reveal different attributes to gain different effects. This one is if you reveal just a fire, so you can have an Ash Blossom reveal just a fire. It cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn, which is very nice, and they're all quick effects. If you have a fire and dark, you can destroy all other monsters in this card's column. So if you normal summon or special summon him, make sure that you place him in the correct columns, that if you do have a fire and dark, you're going to be able to get that advantage off him. And make sure, it says here at the bottom, you can only use each effect once per turn, and they cannot be in the same chain. So basically, you got to do the add and then the pop in different chains. Just, you know, it's just worded like that. That's how you got to do it. We play 1 Rota, of course. This gets us access to a Vanquish Soul, more consistency. We also have the main consistency card of the archetype, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We have triple Vanquish Soul, Dr. Madlove. This is like Ryzen, except it is for your spells and traps. So again, it's an essential card. Really, really nice. You play 3 of it. I've seen builds with 2, and every build I see with 2 of it is like, oh, I wish I played 3. So I just play 3 of it. So it's going to be a spell and trap searcher, and also you can reveal a dark to lower the attack and defense of a card on the field dark enough, and you're going to turn 1 monster with the lowest defense on the field to your hand. So you can see these Vanquish Souls are going to be very, very good on card advantage. You don't have to discard anything, you just have to reveal. You can keep them in your hand, you can keep doing it again and again. They're going to be insane on card advantage, which is, I think, this is the deck with the best card advantage, one of the best, at least, in the game. You're going to have hands where you have like 8 cards in your hand and you have to be discarding at the end of the turn. It's really, really insane. We have the main guy, we have Vanquish Soul Heavy Borga. Now, this guy is insane because during the main phase, you're going to be able to special summon him by just tagging out one of your other Vanquish Souls. So you're going to reset these searchers back to your hand to then summon them again, which is going to be insane. And also, on a quick effect, you're going to reveal a dark to draw a card, an Earth and Fire to inflict 1500 damage to your opponent. So that's crazy. Every single turn, you're going to draw a card, and you're going to inflict 1500 damage. If you have a dark, Earth and Fire, you may think, wow, that's a lot of different attributes to have, but you have access to a lot of searching and a lot of hand manipulation in order to get those attributes. And once you have them once, you have Heavy Borga for the rest of the game live, unless you, of course, use cards in your hand. So a draw 1 and a, what is this, like a 5-turn clock or something like that? It's crazy. Really crazy. Just from the 1 card alone, you're going to be drawing loads of cards and doing burn at the same time. We have 1 Vanquish Soul Caesar Valius. He is the pop, he's the interaction during the opponent's turn. He's, again, same summoning condition as the Heavy Borga. You're going to tag out a basically a Vanquish Soul that isn't a dragon. So all of them, none of them repeat in the types. So all of them will be able to bounce each other essentially. And what you're going to do is he's going to reveal an Earth, and he's unaffected by opponent's activated effects this turn, which is insane protection. Earth, Fire, and Dark, and you're going to destroy one other card on the field. So he's going to be a pop every single turn, and that's how you're going to get that resource advantage going, and how you're going to be putting pressure on your opponent. I also play one Vanquish Soul Pantera because I've seen a lot of builds that don't play it, and again, based on what I've said, they really wish that they did. It's not as good, obviously, as the other ones, but it's a free special summon if you don't control anything in your main monster zone. And also, quick effect, you're going to reveal an Earth, cannot destroy a battle. Earthfire is going to destroy all spell and traps. So it's going to special itself for free, which is going to allow you to special your big guys for free without committing your normal summon. And it's your back row removal in a way, depending on what column you place it. So I think it's at least worth playing. There's not many Vanquish Souls at the moment. So until then, we're going to be playing the Pantera. I don't play the other Vanquish Soul. I don't remember his name. I just don't really rate him at all. So I just play... I already dropped him, so I didn't want to drop Pantera as well. We have, for the spells, Triple Stake Your Soul. This card is incredible. This is how you get from non-engine to the engine. It's essentially a small world, but with less steps. What's going to happen is you're going to reveal a monster in your hand. So let's say you have an Ash Blossom, you reveal Ash. So that's fire, and you're going to basically special summon from your deck. You're going to special summon your Ryzen, because he's also a fire, his effects can activate, but he's going to return to the hand in the end phase, which is not even a bad thing. So it's basically a small world, but with less steps, and for Vanquish Soul. That's basically the way I explain it. We also have one of your Vanquish Soul Continue. This pay 500, target Vanquish Soul in your graveyard, add it to your hand or special summon it in defense. Just a very good card, just in general, to be honest. And you can search, of course, you can search all your spells with your Vanquish Soul Dr. Madlove. You can't search State Your Soul because it's not a Vanquish Soul, but that's okay. And we play the one Vanquish Soul Dust Devil, a insane card. You're going to target Vanquish Soul, change it to its battle position, and then you're going to Book of Moon your opponent's monsters equal to the number of Vanquish Soul monsters you control different names. You can easily Book of Moon 2, 3 cards, just a really cool card. Basically like a Book of Eclipse in a way. And all you don't have to discard, all you have to do is swap the battle position of a Vanquish Soul. So that is the Vanquish Soul. As you can tell, they are very strong already, and when they get future support, I think the deck's going to be going to the next level. It's just very complicated to play, and you need to be very attribute sort of conscious in your hand, and you're going to have to manipulate the attributes in your hand. So I don't think it's an easy deck at all to play. I think it's a very rewarding one, but again, it's not very easy, and I think that could put off a lot of people. For the non-Vanquish Soul cards, we're playing triple Fenrir. Why? Because Fenrir is an Earth, and so is our Caesar Valius, and so is our Vanquish Soul Pantera, so that's a bridge. Plus, Fenrir is just an insane card. We play the one Kashtira Rise Heart for that reason, that it's a fire as well, and we do play the Small World as well, so we can use it as a bridge as well. But we play the Rise Heart because sometimes we're not going to be using our normal summon, so that means Fenrir, we can search our Rise Heart, we're going to normal summon it. We're not going to be locked into Xyz because that's only on special. We're going to use its effect, and we're going to have 2 level 7s on the board, and then we're going to be able to put pressure that way. And I just think he's a useful card to have. You can take him out if you don't like him, but I think he's worth playing, at least since he's searchable and he's a fire, which is also very good for Stake Your Soul. We play triple of the Dimension Shifter. Not only is this a good card, but also it is good to get into your Dr. Madlove through Stake Your Soul. We play Ash, again, as I said, with Stake Your Soul. The hand traps we play are very attribute conscious as well, but we're playing good hand traps. It's not like we're playing bad ones. So we have the Dark, we have the Fire, we have the Earth in the Ghost Spell as well. Ghost Spell, you can reveal it, and you can special summon your Caesar Valius or your Pantera with Stake Your Soul. And it's also just a very good card. We play triple of the Kurikara because Small World is a thing, and the fire aspect we've got going on the deck is extremely strong, and searching the Kurikara just to absolutely punish your opponent is very nice. Of course, Kurikara just deals with anything, tributes it. It's like a nib, but during your turn, it's insane. Same reasoning behind the Kaiju. We play the one Kaiju because it's searchable, and we're going to be able to punish our opponent in the situation that we need the Kaiju for. Triple Small World, again, just Stake Your Soul, but for more cards, I guess, but more complicated, obviously. There's always a drawback. We have double Pot of Desires, a lot of 3-ofs here, so we don't really care if we banish some of them, because it's draw 2, Pot of Greed is insane. And of course, we have the one triple Tactics talent, just again to push through boards, and if we get hand trapped a lot, we can struggle. Starting on with the extra deck, they of course have a Vanquish Soul monster. We have Rocker the Vanquisher, takes 1 Vanquish Soul monster, so easy peasy. Cannot use as link material, sadly. While you control a Vanquish Soul monster, your opponent monsters can only target the monster with the highest attack on the field for attack, so he's protected because he has 0, so he's never going to be targeted for an attack if you have another Vanquish Soul. And during the main phase, he's on a quick effect. Special summon a Vanquish Soul monster from your hand, which is going to proc all of the search effects and why they're good that they go back to your hand in the end phase, or off the big guys. And you can add a Vanquish Soul monster from your graveyard to your hand, again, getting the attributes and starting up your engine. I play 3 of him. You can play 2 and get away with it. I just think playing 3 is very good because you're never going to know when you're going to be into a heavy grind game, and having the 3rd copy there is going to be very, very good. For the other links, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Cerberus. Why? Because Vanquisher points down and these cards point up, meaning we're going to be getting draws while disrupting our opponent's board. Simple as that. 4 RX Caesars, 1 Zodiac Checker 9, and 1 Borbo. You may be wondering, how are you going to get attack on these? You don't. He has 0 attack, but he can still attack directly, and attack would have happened, meaning we can make our Zeus. So even though he will have 0 attack, we can still make Zeus because we can attack directly. They won't take damage, but battle would have occurred between an Xyz, and boom, we make our Zeus essentially. So 2 level 4s equals a Zeus going second. We played 2 of them because again we play the tactics so we can easily steal opponents' Xyz monsters as well and do that. I just think 2 is safe, and they're never gonna expect the second one. We also played 1 Evil Storm Exiton. I sort of evenly matched in an Xyz, 2 level 4s, cool. We play a Baguska as well. Remember, Baguska is going to interact perfectly with our Link, meaning our Link can't go to defense, so a Link and a Baguska is going to be very good. We have the 1 Tornado Dragon, again, for back row matchups. We have the 1 Kashtira Rise Heart, because sometimes we can make it. We have a Fenrir, we have Rise Heart, and I believe Heavy Borga is level 7 as well. So that's 3 level 7s that we can make into a Kashtira Rise Heart if need be. I saw this tech, number 74, Master of Blades. I don't know if I like it. You can just play Big Eye. You can just play something a lot more simple. But the theory behind this card is that Book of Moon and cards that target monsters are very prominent in this format, which is true. And this card has a built-in negate for when they do target this card. So you make him with 2 level 7s and you basically got a Zeus play set up. If they hit you with a Book of Moon, you can negate it. If they hit you with a second Book of Moon, at that point you're fine because they've used 2 Book of Moons on 1 monster and they've used a lot of disruption just to interrupt a Zeus. You know what I mean? So I think that is very good. Plus you can negate it as well. And then you obviously won't have enough material then, but you still have a 27 beta through 2 Book of Moons, compulsory evacuation device, that sort of thing, Ghost Mourner, that sort of thing. That is why I think number 74 has a place, and I see the theory behind it, but you can also just play Big Eye, and it just be a lot safer. And we have, of course, the 1 Baron de Fleur. As I said, we play level 7s, we play level 3 tuners in terms of Ash, Ghost Bell. You can just easily normal summon them and make your Baron de Fleur. For the side deck here, Drone and Lockbird. Not in the main, even though it's very good because it's a wind. Sadly, wind doesn't help us at all, really, attribute-wise. But going second, games 2 and 3, we're going to be wanting Droll if need be. So we're just going to put it in and take the hit of just drawing it and not being able to stake your soul into anything. We have the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster with the 2 Lightning Storm. Again, back row matchups are sometimes a pain, so you got to make sure that we prepared for them properly. Again, Lightning Storm can also be a Regeki for attack position monsters if need be, so I like the versatility. Triple Xyz Encore. The Pearly matchup is scary. That's why I'm playing Triple Xyz Encore. You hit them in the draw phase with Triple Xyz Encore. You're going to shut off all their draws. You're going to shut off the Noir disruption. You're going to shut off the Noir sort of invincibility effect that it has. That is why I'm playing Xyz Encore. We have Triple Eradicator. Eradicator is just one hell of a card, guys. Heavy Borga is a dark with 2500 attack. I swear they do these things on purpose. They know exactly what they're doing. Eradicator, most likely going to get hit on the ban list, but until then, we're going to be 100% playing this card. Just a free win in most cases. You're going to flip it, tribute a dark, and you're going to look at your opponent's hand and send usually spells, all of the opponent's spells, to the graveyard. And of course, the card that I feel if you're not playing this format, you're doing something wrong. Triple of the Dimensional Barrier, Insane Trap, and comboed with Eradicator, these really are going to be the most powerful traps you're going to be able to side in going first. But that is the end of the Vanquish Soul deck profile, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. I know it may seem very complicated, but I promise you, if you're testing this deck, you will get the hang of it. I've just started learning this deck now. This is the deck list I've got. It's been doing very well. If you have anything different, make sure that you do let me know. Remember, in Worlds, I believe Fenrir was at banned or at 1, so the Worlds list doesn't have Fenrir, so the guy had to make adjustments for that. But we have Fenrir still. that is why I think that this deck list overall is going to be more compatible for the TCG. But I'm Rogue here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all